3 years have passed since Sheeana and Duncan Idaho fled planet Chapterhouse due to Sheeana's disagreement with the new Bene Gesserit leader, Murbella, over her plans for the Sisterhood. The no-ship they ran with, named Ithaca by its inhabitants, has been navigating in an alternate universe. On board, alongside Sheeana and Duncan, is the ghola of the military leader Miles Teg and the former Tleilaxu master, Scytale. Other passengers include some Bene Gesserit sisters, the group of Jews saved from the Honored Matres on Gamu, and a few Futars. Most importantly, 7 small sandworms are also on board with them, fully capable of producing spice melange. Because the sandworms are generating low amounts of spice, Scytale revealed the method for synthesizing melange in axlotl tanks. The mysterious Oracle of Time communicates with Duncan, returning the no-ship to the original universe. Shortly thereafter, it is detected by the enigmatic figures Daniel and Marty, first introduced in Chapterhouse Dune, but their intentions toward the Ithaca and its passengers remain unclear. The no-ship narrowly avoids capture by utilizing its space-folding Holtzman engines to escape. On planet Chapterhouse, the last known source of spice in the universe aside from the no-ship, Murbella is working to merge the two factions into a new sisterhood and prevent a civil war. She has a meeting with a representative from the Spacing Guild, urgently seeking more spice for their navigators, crucial for the old-fashioned interstellar travel. Murbella declines their pleas because of the Guild's assistance to the Honored Matres. She insists on their future loyalty, warning that she will sever their supply entirely if they do not comply. Without anyone else's knowledge, the sandworms on Chapterhouse are producing very low amounts of melange. To compensate for the deficit, the Bene Gesserit are utilizing their own spice reserves. Afterward, Murbella intervenes in a fierce altercation between the members of the Bene Gesserit and Honored Matres, bringing it to a halt. The Honored Matres have destroyed the entire Tleilaxu faction and conquered all their planets, but the ones who have left during the Great Scattering have now returned. The lost Tleilaxu think that they wield mastery over the enhanced face dancers, beings capable of flawlessly replicating human forms and evading detection through conventional methods. But it becomes apparent that these face dancers harbor their own agendas, evidenced by their assassination of Tleilaxu Elder Bura, whom they replace with one of their own. They have actually done this to all the lost elders and numerous humans across different planets in the Old Empire. The face dancer leader, Crone, dispatches Uxtal, the highest ranking and possibly the sole surviving lost Tleilaxu, to work under the rebel Honored Matres leader, Helicka. She has declared herself Matri Superior and now governs Tleilaxu, the homeworld of the defeated faction. The Spacing Guild are in a state of desperation, so they journey to the Ixian homeworld in search of a substitute for their navigators, who rely on spice for space travel. However, neither the Ixians nor the Guild are aware that the face dancers have secretly infiltrated here as well. Crone, meticulously advancing his scheme for face dancer dominance over the universe, follows the directives of Daniel and Marty by presenting their sophisticated navigation technology to the Guild, as if it were of Ixian design. The Spacing Guild consents to the development of this technology on the condition that they secure exclusive rights to it. On planet Tleilaxu, Uxtal has been forced under the threat of death to utilize the axlotl tank technology to create the adrenaline-enhancing drug consumed by the Honored Matres. Additionally, Crone assigns Uxtal the task of producing a ghola from some newly discovered cell samples, which turns out it belongs to Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Soon it becomes apparent that the young Harkonnen ghola is just as twisted as the Baron was back in the day. Crone also gets his hands on Paul Atreides' blood from a sacred artifact located on his former home planet, Caladan. He then instructs Uxtal to create a Paul ghola, with the intention of utilizing the Baron Harkonnen to manipulate this Kwisatz Haderach to serve as a weapon for Daniel and Marty's ambition to dominate the universe. Later, The guild navigator Edric arrives on Tleilaxu in search of Uxtal's expertise with axlotl tanks. He is worried that the guild navigators will become obsolete once the Ixian navigation technology is released. Edric is looking for an alternative source of spice to challenge the Bene Gesserit monopoly, but even Uxtal thinks that this knowledge perished with the Tleilaxu masters, who were killed by the Honored Matres. In the end, he manages to obtain the genetic material of the late Master Waff and through an accelerated process, produces several imperfect ghola copies, aiming to discover the method of producing spice melange in axlotl tanks. Meanwhile, everyone remains oblivious to the fact that Scytale was compelled to reveal this secret to the passengers of the Ithaca. As a result, they are the only ones to actively use this method of creating spice, and it became their main source aboard the No ship. Scytale finds himself in a state of desperation. The Tleilaxu have long relied on gholas to extend their lives indefinitely, but his current body is slowly dying with no replacement in sight. In a bid to create a new ghola of himself, he possesses only one bargaining chip, a secret null-entropy capsule, housing cells meticulously gathered by the Tleilaxu over millennia. Among the cells of certain Tleilaxu masters and face dancers, it also includes cells of prominent figures such as Atreides, Duke Leto, Lady Jessica, Gurney Halleck, Chani, Stilgar, and even Leto II. It even contains the cells of legendary figures from the era of the Butlerian Jihad. The Bene Gesserit sisters aboard the ship engage in heated discussions regarding the feasibility of resurrecting historical figures as gholas. Sheeana thinks that resurrecting some of them may prove extremely useful, but some sisters fear the consequences of bringing back someone like God Emperor Leto. Ultimately, they decide to proceed forward. Some figures are selectively brought back into existence as gholas, with Scytale granted permission to have his own after the initial few are created. Murbella is creating an elite combat unit on Chapterhouse, blending the refined skills of the Honored Matres, the Bene Gesserit, and the Sword Masters of Jinas. Called the Valkyries, they launch lethal assaults on rebel Honored Matres strongholds, scattered across various planets, achieving remarkable success. A startling revelation emerges as they uncover the presence of multiple face dancers disguised as Honored Matres, being able to discover this only after their demise. Drawing from her own past as a former Honored Matres, Murbella delves deep into her ancestral lineage, unlocking the other memory and unraveling the enigmatic origins of her people. At the heart of the Honored Matres lay a group of vindictive Tleilaxu women who were freed and assimilated by fish speakers and Bene Gesserits, escaping into the scattering. The Tleilaxu females had long been enslaved and used as axlotl tanks by their male counterparts for thousands of years. While the present-day Honored Matres are unaware of their origins, this revelation sheds light on why they ruthlessly obliterated the Tleilaxu worlds in the Old Empire. Murbella also recalls the initial assault by a rebellious Honored Matres, which sparked the conflict with the enemy. Some rebel Bene Gesserit sisters on the No ship orchestrate a plot to assassinate Leto II. This attempt is countered by the young Leto himself, who exhibits a remarkable ability to transform into a sandworm at will. Meanwhile, Atreides' ghola harbors a desire to unlock his past memories, and with the help of Chani ghola, he steals and ingests an excessive amount of spice in hopes of triggering recollection. Instead of regaining his lost memories, he experiences a hallucination wherein he is fatally wounded by a malevolent version of himself. The Bene Gesserit sisters find him, and he interprets this vision as a manifestation of his regained prescience ability. Sheeana, guided by her own prophetic visions, receives a cautionary message from the legendary Sayedina Ramallo of Arrakis regarding the dangerous nature of gholas. In response, she stops the ghola program until she can unravel the mysteries surrounding it. Crone and his face dancers have created a Baron Harkonnen and Paul Atreides ghola on their own, but soon Daniel and Marty inform him that they no longer need his gholas. They claim to have successfully trapped the no-ship Ithaca and expect to capture the Kwisatz Haderach they believe is on board, but despite this, Crone continues his work on the gholas. He eventually succeeds in restoring Baron's memories and orders him to train the Paul Atreides ghola, named Paolo, who has yet to regain his memories. Much to the Baron's unease, after his memories have returned, he begins to hear the taunting voice of his granddaughter Alia in his mind, who later threatens him should he try to harm Paul. Murbella got in contact with House Riches, the biggest supplier of technology after the Ixians, to provide a large number of armed ships and weaponry in anticipation of a battle with their enemy. As a response to this, the Honored Matres have later obliterated their entire planet to weaken the Sisterhood. Murbella and her Valkyries launch a big attack on one of the strongest fortresses of the rebel Honored Matres forces on planet Tleilaxu, achieving victory. It is then uncovered that Matri Superior Helica and some of her top guards were actually face dancers. After the assault, many of the remaining Honored Matres aligned themselves with Murbella. Amidst the turmoil, Uxtal and the last surviving Waf ghola try to escape. A Tleilaxu farmer maliciously lets Uxtal to be eaten by hungry sligs, a genetically engineered hybrid created by the Bene Tleilaxu. Meanwhile, Waf seeks safety with the Spacing Guild, presenting Edric with a superior alternative to synthetic-produced spice, the genetic expertise to breed their own enhanced sandworms. The no-ship Ithaca arrives on the home planet of the Handlers, the ones who control the Futars. The scouting team from the no-ship finds them, but they quickly discover that the Handlers are actually face dancers intent on capturing them. Sheeana and her group narrowly survive the encounter. During the escape, some face dancer ships collide with Ithaca, and the possibility of missing bodies in the wreckage raises fears among the no-ship's passengers that the enemies might be hiding among them. The urgency of the situation compels Miles Teg to unveil his superhuman speed, an ability found during his ordeal at the hands of the Honored Matres on Gamu. Concealing this ability was paramount, given the Bene Gesserit's profound apprehension towards male individuals possessing unconventional powers, fearing the potential emergence of another Kwisatz Haderach. Both Paul Atreides and Leto II serve as cautionary tales in their eyes, tragic outcomes they adamantly want to avoid replicating. Murbella now wields complete authority over both the Honored Matres and Bene Gesserit factions. She prepares a strategy to confront the impending threat from the enemy, whose true nature was revealed through other memory to be thinking machines of Omnius, the long-defeated machine overlord from the ancient Butlerian Jihad. Murbella also finds out that the Oracle of Time is the living consciousness of Norma Senva, persisting through millennia since the era of the Butlerian Jihad. She is one of the most important figures in history, being the designer of the first Holtzman engines, the first navigator, and also the co-founder of the Spacing Guild. Daniel and Marty's true identities emerged as Omnius and the autonomous robot Erasmus. Prior to its demise, the Omnius manifestation stationed on Giedi Prime dispatched 5,000 probes with the capacity to establish mechanized colonies on uncharted planets. Among these probes, one intercepted a signal emitted by the final surviving Omnius on Corrin, shortly before its obliteration. With its forces and the synchronized empire now reunited, the new version of the Evermind sets its course toward the old empire with the intention of eradicating humanity.